So the one thing about moving to Grand Junction, Colorado, when you're looking at a map, is it definitely can be overwhelming to find that perfect area. I know, I did it myself 16 years ago. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to pull up the actual map and show you all the different areas. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a pretty good idea of the area that fits your lifestyle and that you're vibing with, or maybe more importantly, you're going to kind of lock down an area that you don't want to move to, and we're going to do it right after this, so stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife, Christie, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, if you're brand new to this channel and you just want to know everything about what it's like to work, live, play, eat, sleep here in Grand Junction, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell somewhere over there. I don't even know where it is on a mobile phone, but anyway, hit it if you can. We'd sure appreciate it. Look, we are literally getting phone calls every single day from folks looking to move out this way from all over the country, even all over the world, and we absolutely love it. So if you have questions about moving out here to Grand Junction, or you are moving out to Grand Junction, make sure that you reach out any way that you know how. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do, because we've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. So again, let's pull up the map and go through some of these areas, probably more of the popular areas that we're finding for our clients, so that maybe you can get kind of a really good understanding of, again, an area that you're vibing with, fits your lifestyle, in proximity to where you want to be, to maybe some views. And then again, maybe by the end of the video, you're going to have a really good idea of, yeah, that's not the area that I'm really looking for. So without further ado, let's pull up the map.
Show me the map.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Let's check it out. So here's the Grand Valley. And I think the one thing that surprises a ton of people, even when they're out here, is how close everything is. So the Grand Valley, let me just zoom out a little bit. Let's have some fun, give you some proximity. So Denver, Colorado is right there. It's about 4 hours to Grand Junction. That's the largest city. Grand Junction is the largest city west of the Colorado Rockies, about 20 miles east of the Colorado-Utah border. You got Moab right there. We'll zoom back in. So the Grand Valley, and we've talked about this in a few videos, but if you haven't watched those, it's only about 15 miles from Fruita, Colorado, which is right there, to Palisade. That's only about 15 miles, 20-minute drive. That's it. So anywhere in the valley it's not going to be an issue as far as your commute time to work. I mean, maybe if you live in Fruita and you're working in Palisade, you've got a 20-minute commute just because, again, it's 15 miles, maybe 17 minutes. But if you're, living in Fruita and you're working in the Redlands somewhere or downtown Grand Junction, you're 10 minutes. That's it. So that surprises a lot of people. So don't look at an area based on how long it's going to take you to get to the office, because it's just, again, it's a non-issue. As far as price points, that's obviously important when you're budgeting. So I would say right now, this video is being shot March of 2022. The areas that are now over 400,000 median home price is going to be the Redlands. Median home price is about $550. Fruita's just a little over $400,000. The north area, which is basically going to be this little circle right here, northeast is over here, but the north area, and that extends all the way to the airport, it's a little over 400,000, and that's about it. Though maybe Palisade, but I got to be honest, there's not a lot of folks that we found property. There's just not a lot in Palisade. It's a town of 3,000 people, maybe 2 or 3 subdivisions that you might want to poke at if that's where you want to be. But I would say from more popular areas, I would say, Redlands, certainly, north area up here, and that's going to be south and north of the interstate. And the northeast is certainly popular because it's below that $400,000 mark. Everything else, aside from Redlands, Fruita, and Palisade and the north area, are going to have a median home price of about $350,000, $360,000. That includes the southeast area, which is just south of the business loop, to the river. That's all the southeast area. And then you've got Orchard Mesa, which is right down here. That's where Spyglass Ridge is. We featured that area as well. So let's pop in just a little bit, look at some areas. We'll start in Fruita. It's a town of about 10, 11,000 people. We've had several clients this year already look to Fruita, and last year have moved into Fruita. But again, it's one of those areas that it's going to be, there's, if you look at the 3D map, let me do the 3D map, there's Fruita. Now, everything else north of that, northwest of that, northeast of that, it's just acres and acres of agriculture, farmland. It's really expansive, but that's the nuts and bolts of Fruita right there. Let's see if we can go in and find a cool area that we featured. You've got Comstock Estates in Fruita, which is right over here. I think it's the largest subdivision in Fruita. And we'll pop in there and show you kind of what that looks like. Just a cool little area. Look at those homes right there, built in the 90s. Again, those are going to be, some of those you'll probably be able to knock off for the high 300s, just depending on the square footage and whatnot. You come over here to maybe, let's go to Aspen Valley Estates. I think that's going to be right over here. That's a newer subdivision. New homes. Look at that, Aspen Valley Estates. So you've got old, new, you've got Victorian homes that were built in the early 1900s in Fruita. So you just got a nice mix of homes and home options. You've got Vintner's Farm, probably has some drone footage of some of these areas. That's a little saltwash park right there. Here's Vintner's Farm. We've featured this before. Gorgeous home. And look behind it. Just, miles and miles of farmland and acreage, and you got this brand new subdivision. When I say brand new, I'm talking, 8, 10 years old, but just gorgeous homes. So the space, the slower pace, even more so than Grand Junction, which is about 65,000 people. That's what Fruita has to offer for you. Now, the only time that a time issue came into play was when we were doing, we had a client who was an anesthesiologist, and he was looking over here in the Redlands area, and he had to cross Highway 340 to get to the hospital, which was, the hospital's right about here. So he lived over here, had to cross over Redlands Parkway and get to the hospital in less than 12 minutes. That was the requirement. And so we timed it, we drove it, and it took about 7.5 minutes. He's like, all right, I'm fine. So again, the proximity from work to where you live, it's a non-issue. Now let's pop into the Redlands, probably again, one of the more popular areas for our clients that we're finding homes. And that's going to be median home price of about $550. And you can understand why. You've got these gorgeous that's the monument right there. So you've got just those incredible monument, cliff scapes, I guess you would call them, those monument views. So let's look at, here's Independence Ranch. We featured that a few times. And just gorgeous homes in Independence Ranch. Look at that one right there. Independence Ranch is probably going to, median's $550 in the Redlands, but you're probably looking in the $6s to be an Independence Ranch. Just got some really gorgeous homes there. So that's Independence Ranch. Featured that a few times. You've got the Redlands Mesa Golf Course, which of course is obviously in the Redlands. And that's going to be up here. So there's the golf course. Actually, that's not the golf course. Let's get out of there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Liberty Cap Trail. Here we go. Here's the golf course right here. See if we can get a cool view of something. This is all the ridges right here. I'll just click on that. So there's the golf course. And look at those views of the monument right there. All these homes in here, believe it or not, you can still get a home in the #1 rated golf course in Colorado for under $1 million. It's ridiculous. The same home, we've had clients say, oh my gosh, in Southern California, that home would be, 3.4 or whatever it might be. So that's the Redlands area. Very popular for a lot of our clients, just for the simple fact that, again, you have that monument view, which is all along right there. So north area, let's go check out the north area. There's Canyon View Park. That's the largest park in Grand Junction. We'll go 3D again. And so if you're looking at the north, you're basically 24 road to about 28 road, and then all the way up to the desert. That's the north area. Northwest, a few kind of newer subdivisions popping up in the northwest, but the north area, you're going to have, you know, the Grand Valley subdivision, Copper Creek subdivision, Fountain Greens. Probably have some drone footage of some of those. The north area is just real popular because you're close to everything. So you've got Patterson Road. We'll zoom in a little bit more. So there's the mall, there's Patterson Road, and that's your, you know, shops, bars, restaurants, hospital is going to be right here on the corner of 7th Street. I think that's 7th Street. Let's zoom in. Nope, there's St. Mary's right there. So you got Patterson Road, and all along here you've got commercial centers, you've got the mall right there, you've got a bunch of shops and restaurants all along, and then you've got all these different subdivisions north of Patterson. And so, real popular area. Let's pop into here. This might be Colonial Heights. Show you what that looks like. Yep, so a couple of transactions we've done in there. Really nice homes in the north area as well. All right, let's pop back out of there. Should we stay 3D? What do you think? I think 3D looks pretty cool. So again, just kind of an overview. Fruita was out here, not much in Loma. I mean, it's just, that's really just a bunch of farm, agricultural, not a lot of property out there. Let's go to the northeast area, which is basically called Fruitvale, same thing. And that right there, this little stretch, there's the business loop. We were in the north over here. There's Patterson. All this is the northeast. And from a transaction standpoint, it's probably the #1 area as far as transactions because it's one of the lowest price points in Grand Junction. So it's definitely median home price of under $350 or probably right at $350. The only thing that people sometimes will get turned off about the Northeast is it's just dense. You've got just subdivision after subdivision after subdivision. All that's just subdivisions and homes, 70s homes, 80s homes, 90s homes. You got a couple of new home subdivisions, not many, but that's the Northeast. And here's the Southeast, which is south of, let's do this, pop that. That's south of the business loop in 32 Road into the river. That's all the Southeast area of Grand Junction. Little lower price point. There's the state park where, if you remember watching our river video, that was fun. We basically launched a raft there at the Corn Lake launch site, took the raft all the way down the Colorado and spit us out way down here. That's where we exited. It took about 2 hours, super fun trip, totally free, you just need a raft. So the Southeast is popular for those that want to be close to the river and take advantage of that riverfront bike trail. And there's just miles of bike trails all along the Colorado River, all the way into Fruita as well. So that's pretty cool. Not many folks, kind of an older area of Clifton, a little lower price point. Some new homes popping up in Clifton, so wouldn't rule it out, but we don't have a lot of clients asking to be in Clifton just because it's, again, a little older area. Again, wine country, Palisade, about 30 plus wineries there in Palisade. And then you've got Orchard Mesa, which is going to be south of the river and then north of the Gunnison. And some cool neighborhoods in Orchard Mesa as well. Got a golf course right there. Spyglass Ridge, which we featured and did a video on, is going to be right here. That whole ridge line is Spyglass Ridge. Now, those homes are probably going to be in the high fives, maybe $600,000 range in Spyglass Ridge. But you've got Chipeta Pines in Orchard Mesa. You've got Mountain View, all kinds of cool neighborhoods in Orchard Mesa. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, that's the Grand Valley. That's how close everything is. Again, more popular areas for the clients that we're working with the last, I would say, year or two is going to be Redlands. It's going to be the north area of Grand Junction. Fruita's probably number 3. Number 4 is tie maybe with the northeast and the southeast, and then maybe Orchard Mesa after that. So the most important thing is obviously when you schedule your trip out here, get with us and lay eyeballs on some of these areas. But maybe just by going through that 50,000 foot view kind of gives you an idea of, yeah, you know what, I think I like that area because of this, that, or the other, or based on some things that Robert talked about. That's an area that we really don't have any interest in at all. So the most important thing is, as much as we love doing these videos, we would love nothing more than to crush your real estate goals when you move out here to Grand Junction. So reach out any way that you know how. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. We've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.